It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. Today we have a question from Arsenal 1996 AW who says, "Hi Ramsey, there is a very well-respected Taekwondo and Karate gym that even trains martial artists in Taekwondo and Karate who participated in the Olympics. I have trained with them a few times, and they said that I was one of the best beginners they had ever seen. A great compliment from such respected and brutally honest martial artists. I really liked my experience, and I would like to continue, but there is a problem. I'm a youth soccer player who's on the verge of signing a professional senior contract. I've gotten permission to train Taekwondo and Karate, but not to participate in any sparring. If I work my way up, for example, and receive a yellow belt or a blue belt in Taekwondo, are those belts worth anything if I've never sparred? Can I walk around proudly with those belts if I've never sparred? Let's say I receive a black belt in karate in 6 years, and I've never sparred. Is it worth anything?" Well, if you do that, you will have been doing the exact same thing that millions of other Taekwondo and Karate black belts worldwide have done. There is a huge swath of martial artists out there who proudly wear their black belts and have never sparred, or have done very pitifully little of it. Is that a good thing? Not necessarily. Not really. Sparring the right way for the right reasons is a good thing. Sparring the wrong way, obviously, I've made a lot of videos on that topic, is dumb. You can absolutely get a black belt in Taekwondo never sparring, which is kind of funny because there are two main aspects of modern Taekwondo. We're talking about World Taekwondo here, the World Taekwondo Federation specifically. I know there are other styles of Taekwondo out there, ITF, etc. But let's talk about World Taekwondo. Two main things happen there. There's the actual sport, which is a sport where you square off with another person and you kick each other, and you try to either knock that person out or kick him or her more times than they kick you in the allotted time. That's the sport. And then there is the martial arts forms, if you will, what's actually done in the dojang. They do forms, they bow to their not sensei, how do you say the Korean version of that? Anyway, they bow to the instructor, they bow to the flags, they do their forms, sometimes they do self-defense techniques or something like that. And they may or may not spar. And so there's this whole syllabus of movement in Taekwondo that has nothing to do with the sport of Taekwondo. Take, for example, every single one of the, these movements, these hand movements, all this, that never ever factors into the sparring, ever. Just the kicks, sometimes punches to the body if you can land it hard enough, or make a big enough sound, or knock them back or knock them down with it, which is rare and it's difficult to do, so it's mostly just kicking each other. So again, there's this whole syllabus of movement in Taekwondo you will never see in the sparring. To advance in belts in Taekwondo, you must memorize the forms. You must display the forms correctly and accurately in front of your instructor. Whether or not you understand those forms, what they mean, etc., I would say most people don't. Most people cannot give you a halfway decent explanation of what most of those movements are for. And yet they still proudly wear those black belts. And if they suck at martial arts, they will often chime back and say, well, the black belt, it just means you're just beginning your journey. Because apparently I wasted all that time for the last 5, 6, 7 years earning that black belt. And I didn't actually begin my journey or learn anything important or useful. But now I'm just beginning my journey. Really? Come on, man. 5 or 6 years, you can learn a lot of martial arts. You can learn how to fight in that time. Definitely, you can learn what those forms mean. You don't have to begin your journey 6 years into the process. That's dumb. That's a waste of time, man. So I understand your predicament. You got this contract to be a pro soccer player, basically, right? That's a big deal. And if you injure yourself sparring, doing taekwondo or karate, which is not what is going to be paying the bills, right? Even though it might be something that's fun, maybe even useful and fulfilling, etc. I know. I love martial arts. It's great. I would never not want to do it. But if you get injured, sparring, that's not going to play out very well for you, right? So you're asking yourself, is it worth the time doing no sparring taekwondo, no sparring karate? And I would say most of the karate practitioners I've met have never sparred either. I've trained in multiple karate styles as well, and it's the same issue as taekwondo. Sometimes worse. And yet there's so much bickering between these styles, the various karate styles in taekwondo, and they stick their noses up at each other like, we're better than you. No, we're better than you. Oh, you're wimpy. You're wimpy. You're wimpier. No, you're the wimpiest. It's like, guys, just stop it. Stop it. You don't even spar. Just shut up, man. But there are worse things than not sparring. Worse things than not sparring. How long are you going to be a pro soccer player for? I don't know. I had a student who was a professional soccer player, a retired professional soccer player. And he was a pretty young guy. I think he was about 30. And he moved over here to Shanghai to work. I don't remember exactly what his job was. Some sort of business involving trading, international trading. He had to retire from soccer because of an injury sustained while playing soccer. And it's not uncommon for professional athletes to sustain some sort of injury while playing their sport. So you also have to ask yourself, how long will you be playing soccer for? I don't know. Hopefully you'll have a long and fulfilling career, but eventually professional athletes retire, and they tend to retire young. So what comes next? Well, hey, guess what? At that point, you can do all the sparring you want, and your soccer coach can't say anything about it. So there is a silver lining on that dark cloud. Well, I hope that helps, my friend. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and train. Even if you're not sparring, you can still train.